name is Caroline Barbarona. I am criminology student Cutor Patrick, Block 15, a group 2 member of the reporting. I will going to report my task, which is the classical school. The classical school of criminology is a broad label for a group of thinkers of crime and punishment in the 18th and early 19th centuries. Its most prominent members, Cesare Beccaria and Jeremy Bentham, shared the idea that criminal behavior could be understood and controlled as an outcome of a human nature shared by all of us. Human beings were believed to be hedonistic, acting in terms of their own self-interest, but rational, capable of considering which course of action was really in their self-interest. A well-ordered state, therefore, would construct laws and punishments in such a way that people would understand peaceful and non-criminal actions to be in their self-interest through strategies of punishment based on deterrence. What is hedonism? Hedonism refers to pleasure seeking. It is the choice to do things that give the greatest amount of pleasure while avoiding painful things. What is hedonistic psychology? Hedonistic psychology explains that man governs his behavior by considerations of pleasures and pains. The pleasure anticipated from a particular act may be balanced against the pains and pleasures anticipated from the same act, or the algebraic sum of pleasures and pains from another act. What is a social contract? A social contract outlines the contract between the government and the citizens. Prominent members of the classical school. Cesare Beccaria was an Italian philosopher and economist best known for his treatise on crimes and punishments, and also considered as father of the classical criminal theory. Jeremy Bentham was an English philosopher and lawyer best known for the theory of utilitarianism. He was the father of utilitarianism. He planned the Panopticon prison. Classical theory. The classical school of thought was premised on the idea that man has will in making decisions about his acts, and that punishment becomes a deterrent for the wrong act she had willed, so long as the punishment is proportional to the crime and is carried off promptly. Advocates of the classical school postulated that crime is caused by man's free will. The theory was founded on the principle of utilitarianism, hedonism, and social contract. Voltaire and Rousseau advocate free will, hedonistic decision-making, and the failure of social contract in producing criminal behavior. Rousseau stated that man was good and was guided by his power to reason, but he has instinct that could be destructive, while Voltaire assumed that the good example set by a just ruler would be imitated by those below him. The arguments on the theory are the following. 1. People have free will to choose how to act. 2. Deterrence is based upon the notion of the human being as a hedonist who seeks pleasure and avoids pain. 3. Punishment sufficient severity can deter people from crime. 4. Punishment must be swift and certain for more effective deterrence of criminal behavior. Other proponents of the classical school. Saint Thomas Aquinas said that man by nature seeks to perform good acts. Crime takes place when man's power to reason failed. Saint Augustine said that man is corrupt and surrenders to the devil. The result is a crime. Plato stated that law could reduce crime-causing conditions in society. Aristotle, he stressed the ability to law to improve social conditions, the distribution of rights, and the requisites for strict obedience to state. Thomas Hobbes held that man can reason. Man has also the desire for power. He constantly craved for prestige and position. John Locke stressed the importance of law based upon agreement, not a blind pledge between subjects and government. Philosophies of the classical school. The following are the philosophies of the classical school about crime causation. 1. That man is a free moral agent and fundamentally rational, and most human causation behavior is the result of free will. That man acts by his own free will. 3. That every man is therefore responsible for his act. 4. Pain and pleasure are the two central determinants of human behavior. 5. Punishment is a necessary evil required to deter law violators and to serve an example to others who would also violate the law. 6. Crime can be expiated only by punishment. 7. The law, not the judge, should determine the punishment to be attached to a criminal act and should provide a scale of punishment to all persons committing the same crime. Disadvantages of the philosophies of the classical school. 1. Unfair. 2. Unjust. 3. Not individualize the punishment. 4. Magna Carta of the professional criminal. 5. Idealistic but not realistic. 6. It considered only the injury caused, not the state of the mind and the nature of the criminal. Conclusion. Classical criminology uses the idea of free will to explain that offenders choose to engage in crime and that the best way to control crime is to deter offenders and make it uncomfortable or unprofitable for them to offend. Recommendation. This school of thought was premised on the idea that man has will in making decisions about his act. So to prevent us from committing a crime, we must limit our free will so that we will not be punished by the law.